best for me. You'll be okay. I've got to move on and be who I am. I just don't belong here. I hope you understand. We might find a place in this world someday, but at least for now, I gotta go my own way. Don't wanna leave it all behind, but I get my hopes up and I watch them fall every time another color turns to gray, and it's just too hard to watch it all slowly fade away. I'm leaving today, 'cause I gotta do what's best for me. You'll be okay. I've got to move on and be who I am. I just don't belong here. I hope you understand. We might find a place in this world someday, but at least for now, I gotta go my own way.
What about us? What about everything we've been through?
What about trust?
You know I never wanted to hurt you. And
What about me?
What am I supposed to do?
I gotta leave, but I'll miss you. So I've got to move on and be who I am.
Why do you have to
I
go?
just don't belong here. I hope you understand.
Trying to
We
understand.
might find a place in this world someday, but at least for now,
I want you to stay.
I've got to move on and be who I am.
What about us?
I just don't belong here. I hope you understand.
Trying to
We
understand.
might find a place in this world someday, but at least for now, I gotta go my own way. I gotta go my own way. I gotta go my own way.
When you consider your skills, talents, passions, and giftedness, where did you get those gifts and talents? The most important question all of us will ever answer is, who made me to do what? Once we discover who made us and what we were made for, our life and laser-focused purpose is only a step away. So who made you? At the end of the day, there are only a few options to answer that question. I am energy made from energy. I am nothingness made from nothingness. I am an evolved animal made by evolution. Or I am a 3-part being made by a 3-part God. And if I'm body, soul, and spirit made by God for a purpose greater than survival, redistributing my energy, or achieving nothingness, or advancing my evolutionary progress while I'm on this planet, then I am created by a God purposefully to do something for Him. I am gifted and talented by Him, and that leads us to our principle for you and my life and how we can apply it into our work, our school, our life, and with our friends, or just finding our purpose. Discover who made you to do what only you can do and how to connect with Him. And I think our first principle is this, because we all need someone bigger than ourselves to tell us that we are valued. Today we live in the most wonder-crushing society that ever existed. Though we are designed to love, create, and see beauty, our culture tries to tell us love and beauty are nothing more than chemicals in your brain. We love guy movies about truth, honor, and valor, yet we are told today those concepts are not absolute and merely social constructs designed to control people because all truth is relative. And yet, we keep going to superhero movies, reading great literature, because we long for wonder that we created for. Now, if you consider yourself an atheist or agnostic, I'd challenge you to be honest with yourself. If the idea of having a God seems ridiculous to you, consider the ramifications for not having a God. There is no higher meaning. Now, if you consider yourself an atheist or agnostic, I'd challenge you to be honest with yourself. If the idea of having a God seems ridiculous to you, consider the ramifications for not having a God. There's no higher meaning or purpose to life. We are nothing more than evolved animals with instincts. There is no other world, so everyone you ever know or will know will simply rot to death when they die. Evil is never punished, good is never rewarded in the end, and there is no one to hear the cries for help, heartache, or the need for rescue from a broken world. Now, if those ideas satisfy your mind and heart, have the courage to accept it. But if your mind and your heart reject those ideas, consider that there may be a God and a world bigger than this, and your longing to matter came from Him. And if God was trying to get our attention, speaking to us about Himself, our world, our life, people might think we are all crazy for believing Him. How would we know if there was a God? Well, there are several rational explanations for the existence of an all-knowing, all-powerful, all-loving God. Here's a quick summary of a few classic evidences. 1. The domino game, or the cosmological argument, says that we live in a world like a domino game, with cause and effect. And as you look back, one domino impacted another domino. There had to be that moment where someone started a chain reaction. And this is what's called an uncaused cause. Whether that uncaused cause was God, energy, a Big Bang, there had to be an uncaused cause. Since the universe can't make or destroy energy, something outside the universe had to bring energy and the matter's law into motion. Another way to think about this is the chicken or the egg. Where do chickens come from? Eggs. Eggs from a chicken. So at some point there had to be an unhatched chicken or an unlaid egg. The concept of God is the uncaused cause that began life. Another evidence is the watchmaker. If you come up upon a watch sitting on the beach, you can pick it up and say, wow, the glass on this watch is made of sand particles. It's a wonder how the waves are formed. This watch of millions of years of lapping time. Or you can see the gears of the inner workings and interlocking parts and say, this thing was designed by a watchmaker. And this watchmaker is an engineer, a lover of beauty, an artist, and has a mind with rational thoughts to design something like this. And then finally there's the hunger concept. Creatures are not born with desires unless satisfaction for those desires exists. A baby feels hunger, well, there's such thing as food. A duckling wants to swim, well, there's such thing as water. If I find myself a desire with no experience in this world can satisfy, the most probable explanation is that I was made for another world. So, all throughout history and all cultures, there's always been a hunger for a higher purpose, a God, a deeper sense of meaning. And perhaps that proves that there is a satisfaction available for that hunger in God Himself. Paul says this in Acts. Paul is sharing with a group of philosophers in Athens is that there is a God that doesn't dwell in this world. He's outside this world. And He put something in us, a hunger for eternity, that we might move towards Him and find Him. Though He's not far, if you are moving towards Him and searching for God, know that God is already near you, helping you find Him. So the greatest question we will ever answer is, who made me to do what, and how do I connect with that who? So that brings us to our next principle. Our view on life determines our strife. Is this life all there is? Do we live on a dust ball in the middle of a larger world? Or is this dust ball really all there is to life? This is the fundamental question of life. Do I get all my meaning and purpose here and now? Or are there rewards later for living now? Am I accountable later for my living now? Or do we need rescuing? One writer in the Bible wrote these words as he wondered about the world. These words are so insightful to me. If this world is all there is, then there are ramifications to that too. And the writer of this paragraph says, God help me know my end. These words are so insightful to me. If this world is all there is, then there are ramifications to that too. And if the writer of this paragraph says, God help me know my end, how short this life is, how frail I am, as a speck on a speck in a large universe, which means that everything I have going on is a bit of vapor and a shadow, and the best I can do is just busy myself before I die, or take all the riches. Now you might be saying, I don't believe in life after death. I don't think there are riches, golden pavements, or real physical heaven after we die. This world is not just some speck in a larger world, and there's no life after death. Now if life is merely a speck, there are no consequences to my actions in eternity. There are no future rewards for doing the right thing when it's tough. There are no rewards for anyone noticing random acts of kindness. Now, if life is a speck in a larger story, what I do matters and will be rewarded and evaluated in the larger world. I will be rewarded for my actions later that involve sacrifice now. My worries, though they seem big, are a speck in a larger story. My stress, when seen from the zoom-out world, is minor. Ronnie Stark shows how heaven internally changed the world. In the Roman Empire, several massive plagues went through the empire. The Romans didn't know how to fix it. They knew it was going to spread through contact. So doctors moved out of cities. The rich moved out of the sick areas. And since this life is it, there's no way to get your life back. You'll lose it. The sick, the poor, and the disease were abandoned by those who feared death. The Christians didn't. Since they knew this life wasn't all there was, since they knew their death was a passage to another greater world, they stayed in the cities and they risked their lives, healed, helped, and cared for the diseased, religious and irreligious. This was so radical that many of them lost their lives. The message of Christianity took hold in the Roman Empire because of the belief in a greater world that led to other-centered giving in the time of money, even lives to help the forgotten. So who made you tell? Why would we do this? Why not just be happy with our success and stop growing? Well, we believe there are more people hungering for meaning and purpose. We believe that each of us has a gift to serve others. And we are willing to consider the claims of God to a group of other sinner people. So you may find that you have a gift and that you can be used uniquely to help those who are saying, we are here to God. So step right up and connect to something that's beyond you.
Some people long for a life that is simple and planned, tied with a ribbon. Some people won't sail the sea because they're safer on land. To follow what's written, but I'd follow you to the great unknown, off to a world we call our own. Hands in my hands and we promise to never let go. We're walking the tightrope high in the sky. We can see the whole world down below. We're walking the tightrope, never sure, never know how far we could fall. But it's all an adventure that comes with a breathtaking view. Walking the tightrope with you. With you. With you. Mountains and valleys and all that'll come in between. Desert and ocean, you pulled me in, and together we're lost in a dream. Always in motion, so I It's all an adventure that comes with a breathtaking view. Walking the tightrope with you.